Hello, my name is Paul Williams. I'm a professor at George Washington University, and I led the EPON team assessment of the African Union mission in Somalia in 2018. Along with the other researchers listed here, we assessed how far the mission has achieved its objectives and its impact on Somalia's conflict dynamics more generally. AMISOM deployed to Mogadishu in March 2007 with a mandate to support Somalia's transitional authorities. It has been one of the numerous international actors trying to help stabilise Somalia ever since. AMISOM is the African Union's longest, largest, most costly and most deadly operation. Having started as a small force deployed only in Mogadishu, by 2014 it peaked at over 22,000 personnel deployed across most of south-central Somalia. They are mostly soldiers, with a few hundred police and civilians. Since December 2017, the mission has been reduced by about 2,500 personnel as part of its exit strategy. The mission's three strategic objectives are to reduce the threat posed by Al-Shabaab and other armed opposition groups, to secure the political process, stabilisation efforts, reconciliation and peace building, and thirdly, to enable the transition of security responsibilities to Somali forces. In our report, the first thing we did was to analyse the context in which AMISOM deployed. We concluded that there were three main drivers of organised violence in south-central Somalia. First, power politics, where fighting was over political power at the national, regional or local levels. Second was identity politics, where fighting took place between clans, religious movements, self-defence groups, and over various types of socio-cultural dimensions of Somali society. And the third driver was the political economy of the situation. This saw fighting break out over trading routes and hubs related to control of commodities, including cut, charcoal, sugar, as well as coerced taxation, extortion, and the privatisation of security. Second thing we did was to analyse the ecosystem of international and domestic actors trying to nominally stabilise Somalia. Here, the African Union and AMISOM faced a number of challenges to align and coordinate their activities with other actors. AMISOM also relied on several of these actors to run its operations. Indeed, AMISOM is arguably the most complicated peace operation in modern history. While African states provide the personnel, the United Nations provides logistics support, and the European Union provides financial and other forms of indirect support. In addition, various bilateral partners support the contributing countries with training and other forms of security force assistance. Third thing we did was to conclude that AMISOM had delivered some significant achievements. In chronological order, it helped facilitate the exit of Ethiopian forces from Mogadishu in January 2009. It pushed Al-Shabaab's main forces out of the city in late 2011 and early 2012. It protected two iterations of the Somali transitional federal government and now the unified federal government. It's also recovered dozens of settlements from Al-Shabaab between 2012 and 2015, and it helped establish the new regional administrations, now known as federal member states. The mission has also provided security for several electoral processes, and it's provided the security foundation that has enabled most of the international diplomatic and humanitarian communities to operate out of Mogadishu and across south-central Somalia. However, we noted that AMISOM also suffered from some major limitations and challenges. Internally, it continued to be a fragmented mission, which struggled to ensure coherent command and control between its different national contingents. Second, it managed to displace Al-Shabaab's forces, but it often struggled to destroy the militants' main combat capabilities and stop it conducting a deadly war of destabilisation and harassment. Third, as a result, AMISOM's forces remain vulnerable to various types of Al-Shabaab attacks, including on its forward operating bases, ambushes on its convoys, and improvised explosive devices. AMISOM therefore suffered a very large number of casualties, although there is no publicly available figure. A fourth limitation was that AMISOM lacked an effective local partner, inasmuch as the Somali federal authorities have generally proved corrupt and unable to deliver services to their people. Nor were they able to generate effective national security forces, which left AMISOM without a partner capable of delivering a peace dividend in the settlements it helped recover. Since our report was published at the end of 2018, the war has remained effectively stalemated, and AMISOM has tried to reconfigure its forces to support the Somali government's transition plan. This plan had to be adapted in light of continued al-Shabaab attacks on Mogadishu. But AMISOM was able to support the Somali National Army in the ongoing Operation Badbado, which has recovered several towns in the Lower Shabelle region, southwest of the capital, since the middle of 2019. AMISOM has also continued to struggle to generate full and sustainable financing and resourcing. This has prompted a larger international debate over how the UN and partners should support African Union peace operations. Finally, AMISOM and other international partners are still struggling with how to get the Somali federal and regional authorities to reconcile with one another and finalise key documents like the country's constitution and the details of its national security architecture.